Right.
Yes, there is many collectives here. We have warmed the channel up. She has been diligently raising her vibrations to be able to speak with us today, once again. But this is a bigger session, so we are here. Please continue with your questions.
I appreciate you all being here so much. I will hop right into it. The first question I have is I want to understand the last session correctly. That my first question is, has the shift already happened? And then if so, the light bodies that are currently on the ships, are they extracted from our current 3D bodies or were they created separately?
They were created within your bodies that you are in now, and then they were removed, uplifted, and placed onto the ships. And so the shift has not occurred. The shift of your crystalline bodies has occurred. You are still in your carbon based bodies and you are experiencing the 3D density dimension that you know of yourself being.
Many people are experiencing what they thought were ascension symptoms. Are are those still to be considered ascension symptoms? Headaches, nausea, dizziness, etc.
They are removing themselves and detoxing from their lower density emotions that they have been holding on to. They are purging out their traumas and dramas that they are not emotionally, or they're not dealing with them. They're not doing the inner work. So they are experiencing the physical sensations of many things. Those who have had got profound diarrhea are shitting out their trauma. So there is much going on. So part of it, the ascension symptoms, is the emotional release of baggage, of the emotional release of trauma and drama and stress. They are purging it all out, releasing. You can have a very overactive bladder because you are releasing. You're not so pissed off with the world anymore, so you are now releasing. There is many of these analogies that are physical that we are telling you and talking to you about. Those headaches are expansion of conscious mind, expansion of energetic fields. You are still merging energetically. So there is not a full detachment. There is a cord, and we want to say the cord is connected to, if you will, your root chakra. And so the cord that goes through your carbon-based body, up through your head, and to connected to be with your crystalline body is the best way for us to use the analogy. So this is you are connected to your crystalline energetic body, and there is many things that are happening to your physical bodies that you are noticing as you're releasing and becoming more emotionally prepared for the fifth dimension.
Wow, yes, definitely. I know that we are experiencing the worst of the worst case scenarios. Is the crystalline bodies that are currently on the ships, are they a part of that, or was this part of plan A or B all along?
Well, first of all, we'd say that you were not experiencing the worst of the worst of the worst situations. That is perception. You are experiencing the most variety of densities and challenges. And so this is very best case scenario for you to be able to experience all of the challenges that this lifetime has to offer. So let's think of it as a bigger perspective of what's really going on. So you are very lucky to be experiencing this extraordinary time. Right now, you're still living through the movie, so you do not know the final dramatic end scene, which reveals all the twist, the plot twist. So we can understand and forgive you for saying that it is the worst of the worst of the worst, when it really is the best of the best of the best. For many reasons, it's the best. Many reasons, it's the best. The best, it will be the best outcome, the best scenario, the best ripple out effect moving forward in your time. So, you are asking us another question. The crystalline bodies were supposed to merge here in the 3D planet as the 3D planet emerged and expanded herself into the fifth. And so it was supposed to be an in-house body, in-house earth experience to graduate and be able to go into that higher dimension together, hand in hand. You do know now that it didn't work out like that. Humanity wasn't ready to be able to expand their consciousness or their physicality. So this was another plan. We would like to say it was plan B, but it really has been plan. There is many plans that have gone to be able to get to this point, and so we have taken this other pathway. So it is all learning for us as well, as we have had to change plans many times.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. I want to make sure I understood the last session correctly that Joe posted. Are we currently living in a simulation? And is this the first simulation that we have been living in? Or is this a thing? Is this something that we have experienced our entire life, but just have not realized it?
Your physical body was born on this planet and is still on this planet. You have grown and you have been disconnected from your, no, not disconnected because you'll jump to that conclusion. You have expanded and your crystalline body has merged out from your physical body and has now been connected to another dimension, which is all fine. So you are still physically on the earth. You are still physically on Gaia. You are still technically on 3D physically, while you're a multi-dimensional being, because you've got your subconscious and your higher selves and everything else happening. Remembering time is not linear, and there is so much there. So you have not left physically Gaia fully. You are one step out the door.
I see. My next question might not be relevant, but let me know if it is. It was going to follow up on with our energetic bodies or crystalline bodies leaving our physical body. Has that relieved any pain that Gaia is experiencing, and are negotiations still taking place between the collectives, as was stated 2 sessions ago?
So it is, let's just keep it as you could cope handling the information. Your crystalline bodies have not left you, your crystalline bodies have extended out beyond you. Remembering that you are not just your merely physical house of Erin. You are more than just Erin. You are more than just physically Erin. Your energy field is beyond Erin. Actually, your physical energy field that you are currently moving as when you move Erin's body is much more bigger than your house. So we want you to understand that, and then we want you to be able to understand that because you're still connected to all the other versions of Erin, all the other higher dimensional being versions of Erin, you're still connected within that physical shell. And so that physical shell is still on this planet, still being of service to Gaia. You are a light being, body, worker. You are a light worker. And so the energy is being transmuted down, down, down. When we ask for love and healing, and you ask yourself to give love and healing to Gaia and all the beings that are here on this planet, you are in your totality doing that. You are of service. And so this is not just specifically for you. This is for all of the light workers who are here on this planet to help with the energy frequency and to be able to help shift the density of this planet, to be able to give her an escape, to be able to explore. While people think, oh gosh, shiver, shock and horror, we just said escape. Gaia has and always will have her free will. So it is not the what you would understand as escapement. She is not entrapped. She is still waiting patiently. So there is much to say about that. But do you understand what we are saying? We are happy to repeat it in a different perspective of using different language if you would like us to be able to give you the information you require.
I do believe I understand that. The question I guess I want to attach to that is we are trying to keep the higher perspective as things start to appear to crumble worldwide, or just beginning to. The part of this movie, shall we say, can you give us a bigger perspective of why this is occurring? Because my first question is, if we're already on the ship in our light body, what's going on down here? Why is this necessary?
So you're still waiting for others to awaken and to step into their empowerment and have their bigger consciousness to be able to understand the purpose and significance of why they're experiencing these lifetimes. It's to awaken and remember who they are, and to be able to help raise the frequency of this planet, to be able to support those who are so stuck in the densities that they are oblivious to their own routines and way of life and perceptions.
I see. I wanted to talk about contracts. I'm under the impression they are in a state of fluctuation for not just light workers, but for everyone. Another thought when I heard that light bodies were on the ship was, oh no, what if someone isn't able to get on board after they work so hard to try and reach that point? Do you have any message for us on that?
The light bodies will stay as they need to stay, and those who have changed contracts, they have decided to stay longer on this planet in the physical after the initial bigger shift. And so that is all, you've been on a plane and they have had to delay the takeoff because they've had to remove someone's luggage or remove themselves from the plane. And this is going to be the same. Those people who have got new contracts to stay on the old Earth a little bit longer, their light bodies have been automatically moved into a slower ship. Or they are not going to New Earth. They do not need the ships because they are going back to source.
I see. And thank you for breaking it down and explaining it to us. I, I can only imagine the technicalities that actually goes into this. So I really appreciate you explaining it in details which we can understand.
It is extraordinary measures to evacuate an entire planet, and this is why we've been working very hard. And this is why we have been diligently focusing and rethinking how is the best and most appropriate logistics of all of this. As you can understand, moving your physical bodies and taking them onto a ship and then customizing you to then separate the bodies is a big deal. So we have had to work and do many meetings to be able to ascertain the most appropriate evacuation for this, knowing that many planets that have not been able to survive, whether it is disimbalances, warfare, or something else, often the occupants of that planet go with and leave and have exit points with the planet. This was not what we were wanting because there needs to be growth of experiences of the old Earth for very important, significant experiences that ripple out onto all histories, all future events that you would perceive as your future from your conscious perception now.
Thank you. I understand that. My next question was about light workers on Earth. Do they have somewhat, let me backtrack. I have felt that this is somewhat of a testing phase, as an understatement. Have light workers signed up for an even harder test? where they have to move beyond their 3D issues and then also help others in order to graduate, per se?
But then you could also argue that those who have had many lifetimes here have signed up for the hardest because they're having to process all of the experiences and karma that they have collected here on this planet and its incredible density. This is a unique scenario because the density and the trauma and the dramas that are here on this planet really do outweigh quite a few others currently. And so this is accumulation of many other histories from other planets coming in to be a melting pot of experiences. So for those, it's the same. It's like for like. You're all part of Source and you're all experiencing different things. Yes, you had to waken up to be able to get the bigger truth, to share it to those who need it. But ultimately, once you're on the new Earth or go home or other planets that are above 3 dimensional, you'll understand quite quickly what is going on and why. And so it is hard to see from your perspective the significance of all the challenges that you've had to face this lifetime. But it was important because it was going back to the collectives of how challenging it is, how humanity is truly going. You don't just write a life contract and then we send you down to earth and then we say good luck. No, we are constantly monitoring you and making sure that if even the most prepared volunteers or light workers come down to be of service and they're struggling, it just makes us realize we need more beings on the ground. We need more strategies. You are our litmus test. You are our, with much love, the guinea pigs, to be able to see what's actually going on in the status of humanity. So again, there's no one that has a harder life contract. They're all hard, but they're all good at the same time. So it is your perception, understanding that harder experiences and bigger experiences and different ranges of experiences are rewarded. And as we joke with you many times, many gold stars for you.
Thank you. I understand what you're saying. Um, is there a way that people can find out what their contract is currently? I know they're in flux. I
Yes,
was just wondering if that was possible.
yes, of course. But you're saying in the middle of a movie, can you just pause the movie? I want to know how this ends and why. And so, can you see you would lose the purpose of it and the significance? And plus, we often tell people their life missions and they go, ugh, it sounds like an option. So, people won't necessarily buy into it, even if we scream it out to them. So, it is all experiences. You must organically have these experiences to organically overcome them, to learn and grow from them. If we told you what you were still having to do for your life contracts and why, that is like trying to play poker with each other and showing all the cards and saying, now try to bluff with me, now try to experience this and see who's going to win. You would take away all of the joy and the experiences of it, which is literally not the purpose here.
I do not want to ruin the movie. So, yep, I absolutely understand.
Not want to be your spoiler alerts. Look at us. Look at us using your slang. We do not want to be using, we do not want to be your spoiler alerts because that will remove the opportunities for full, profound empowerment and growth and experiences for those who would like these experiences to be untouched, just like those light workers who are still of great service but refuse because they do not need to notice the drama of the 3D and the control systems. They're quite happy being here, providing big energy and big and holding lots of energetic light and high frequencies for this planet without having to go into the worry of being awoken. Actually, it's quite comfortable for them to just go with the narrative, go with the mainstream. It is easier. The harder ones are trying to resist the brainwashing control systems of the other agendas.
Yes, and thank you for giving us a bigger perspective throughout these sessions to know that there is no judgment, and we cannot see the bigger picture. So we just need to focus on our part in the movie. So
Mhm.
thank you for giving us
Yes. And we
that knowledge.
want to say that just like any movie, you may have five backup dancers and a few lead players. And we want to say that everyone's significant playing their roles, but not everyone has the same lines, the same scripts, the same boyfriends, and the same dance routines. You're all in this together in a big collaboration. So don't feel like you need to compare yourself with someone else and their role for this play, because you're all very unique and special for your own significant importance and role that you are playing. And so, when you are trying to understand where you are in this world and what your significance and place is, you may look at someone else who may have a complementary uh, or adjacent role to play. So, we're just saying, we're just saying, potentially you could look at your husband like that.
I understand. um, when we as in light workers are in transit on the ship, will we be helping the crew on the ship? Will we be helping at that point? Or maybe some of us, or just when we get to New Earth on the ground?
The crew are navigating and using their skill sets to understand the craft to be your Uber drivers. So they do not actually assist as much with the supporting and the nurturing that needs to happen with those who are awakened during the journey. It is all really taken care of. The crystalline bodies are functioning by themselves. They do not need to have their hands held. So they are completely doing what they're needing to do. So you are luggage. You really are mostly luggage. That the crew are needing to transport. And so there are some that have roles to be able to help those who are awoken, because they are needing to hit the ground running, shall we say, when they arrive on the new earth. And so there is things that some people do need to do on those ships, and most need to just relax and recuperate and refresh themselves while they are still going through a lot of their own inner growth, which is a great opportunity for them once they are merged back into the crystalline body. And potentially they will have experiences where they are reliving and growing while they are merged back into the crystalline body. So they're having dreams of overcoming and mastering some of their inner work.
Wonderful. So speaking of that topic, I'm having a hard time articulating this question because I'm trying to talk about energy. The last few days, there's an energy I can't describe, uneasy, anxious, thick. All of those things could also be me, but it feels like it's in the air. It's I guess my question is, well, what's going on? What is that?
It is your new growth that you've just discovered and empowered yourself to feel into. You're asking for more. You are asking for more clarification and proof. Proof. You are basically saying, "Come here now and expose yourself. I don't care if you're naked or not. I can handle it. I can see other bigger beings. Show yourselves to me. I demand it now." And so you're getting upgrades of energy, and so your old belief systems are still coming out. Remembering that your memories, you drink water, water has memories, you have cells in your bodies which hold your memories of the times that you were judging and loathing others for being so stupid that they didn't understand what you're trying to say. And you also have judgment of yourself. You have all of this emotions trapped into your cells. And so while you're being upgraded and merging, it does take some time. We can't just instantly remove the energeticness of all of your body straight away. You would not cope. So we are purging you and detoxifying you. This is why we're saying water is your best friend, bestest friend ever. Love it, marry it. dance to it, do everything that you want to worship that water that is in your body because it will help you release the old water system memories that you have within your cellular structure.
So that's what that dream was about, dreaming about being so thirsty. So I was like, okay, I get it. Subconscious. I'm up. Time for some water.
Yes, and we try to encourage many people to listen, and they think, oh, I've had a cup. That was fantastically boring. It didn't taste like anything, and actually, I just felt like I was wasting my time, and now I probably need to go wheeze soon. So, not that many people are motivated to drink water, and not that many people are motivated to do their own inner work, and so we will give you motivation if you so desire, which will be something that you may not be appreciative of. We may give people urinary attraction discomfort, and so they have to flush it out. So we are not tolerant very much. We, of course, we will be doing this for you and not to you. To be able to help you in any which way that we can get your attention, including dreams. So it's a very, very, very significant what we're doing to you right now with much love and without breaching your free will.
Yes, and I have asked for all these, so I'm game and I'm grateful. But that is a great topic to talk about also. Dreams have been, well, I realize we dream all the time. I personally don't remember them until this last week or two, where I now have a dream journal next to my bed. Is that one of the upgrade too, or is everyone also going through this? And would you recommend a dream journal so we can look at that later when we're conscious?
It is messages from your subconscious, yes. Some of it is past lifetimes that you're purging through and releasing now, and others are sort of future and present information that is significant. So, what is the most appropriate information that you have been receiving is the most appropriate approach for you to be able to understand and ascertain the information that has been provided for you. Of course, some of it can be what you would perceive as a little bit scary and uncomfortable, and this is about you mastering feeling afraid, knowing that you are safe, trusting you are safe, trusting you are protected, trusting that everything that is ever happening to you is to help you with an experience.
Wonderful. Um, my spiritual team has helped me so much, well, throughout my life, clearly, but I have really leaned on them to help me with my growth issues and hurdles that I am working on, and I'm so eternally grateful. I am wondering how other people can use their free will to ask their teams to help them. And is there anything that they need to say specifically in order to maximize the help that is available to them?
Well, you just said it. Ask, ask, ask. It is not magic words, it's not a secret key code. You don't have to do special handshakes. It is asking, simply asking, and you will be provided it. And so, if you're asking for health but you don't feel like you deserve it, you're going to self sabotage. So, whatever you ask for, make sure your integrity and intention is actually in alignment with what you're saying, what you're asking.
Um, can you give me an example when that's not the case? I don't understand what you mean by that last sentence.
So you're asking what are the words? How do people get their support teams to support them?
Yes, are you saying it has to be a genuine wish?
What would be the point of asking your teams for something that you were not genuine with?
Good question. I'm not sure.
So remembering if you are still eating junk food and you're saying, I want to be skinny, do you think that's going to work out for you?
Oh, I see. No, that will not work out for you, trust me.
Do you think if you ask them for love and healing, but you loathe yourself and you still have judgment of self, do you think that we're magical and that we can provide you stuff? We can give it to you in an instant, and then for you to self-sabotage and say, no, I don't deserve it. I'm not lovable. It was stupid. They're never going to do that. I don't deserve it. So notice what you're asking and what you're self-sabotaging yourself with to cock block you. And we're using that word because we know that you love it. Just to be able to remind you that there is humor in this. And many people pray, many people ask for guidance and support, but you're asking us, and we're saying you can provide it all for yourself. So why are you not with love now? Why are you not with health now? Why are you not with abundance now? And we can say to you, it's always because of you. It's always because of your choices, your actions, your responses, your belief systems. You. You are the center of your universe. And we're just saying with love, what often people ask us for is what you can really provide for yourselves. So we're like, and then what? Because we're not Santa. And so, you have this big long list of all the things that you want from us. And we're saying, empower yourselves, love yourselves, and you will provide yourselves so much more instantly because of that. Do you understand what we were saying?
Yes, I do. Thank you for explaining that. I understand.
And we just want to
Um,
say, don't you like it when we're sassy versus grumpy with you?
yeah, yes, I like this version better, but they're both love. So
It is.
thank you either way. Thank you.
We refer to you as a bulldozer, and so we gave you bulldozer treatment, and you know that, and you love us and forgive us for that tough love approach, but it got your attention. And so now we can have fun with you because we have seen your profound growth. You have shaken off the oppression that you were putting on yourself with your belief systems and perspective of humanity and what was happening, and that disempowerment of everything's just ruined and awful, and oh my gosh, the children and the crimes against humanity. You were really going to town with all of that, feeling like that was somehow the information that you were receiving was somehow then your responsibility to fix it and heal it, which was very cute and noble of you. But now that you know the bigger perspective, you have released the burden of doing that, which is nice for us to see.
Yes, it's nice to feel also. Um, the most frustrating part was, dang it, they know me better than I know me. They knew I was going to respond to this. They were right, and I understand what they were saying. So I appreciate the tough love. I'm game. So I heard you the first times. You were very sensitive and considerate, and I just missed it totally. So
Well, we want to say
anyway,
that
thank
it
you.
took you. We do want to say that it did take you a few days for you to realize we were right and you were wrong. And we're not saying this from ego, and we're not trying to belittle you. We're just saying it did take you some time to actually see it from our perspective, which does frustrate you now because you're like, why didn't I see this earlier? And we say it was very purposeful for you to experience everything because you will be working with people who are still so focused on the disclosures and that content that when you meet them and have conversations with them, you will be able to assist them on that next step. Because people assume that once you know about the crimes against humanity, that's the last step. You're fully awoken. Fully awoken. This control systems are terrible and horrible, and we're just slaves and victims. The next step is seeing and understanding the bigger reason and purpose for it. No one thinks that there is no possible ramifications and justifications of what's gone ahead. And so, next step is the metaphysical perspective of the life contracts and the purposes and the principles and Gaia's life contract and all that stuff that now you can feel very comfortable in understanding and applying. And as you do know, when you've listened to these sessions back now with your bigger awakening, you're hearing us with whole new ears. And so you're getting all of the higher frequency downloads and upgrades for your energetic body and for you to release and have your bigger perspective just below your mind.
So true. So true. So thank you so much for this session, for working with Joe, for the Facebook group. It's so positive and so encouraging. And I'll just speak for me, but I think others feel the same way. I am so grateful for the support that we receive, for the patience that you have with us, because we don't see the bigger perspective. And the fact that you see us better than we see ourselves. I just want to say thank you,
You're
because
welcome. It is our
we are
role.
so appreciative.
It is our role, it is our duty, it is our honor to help humanity and this planet at this time. You know, this is part of something that we have got in our own life contracts. So we are of service as we always have been because we love you, because you are always fractions of us as well. Remembering that we are all one, remembering that we are all part of this experience. So when we all are returned back to source, we will have the combined collective experiences from every possible perception and experience it all. It is, we have merged, oh, we've merged the body, we've merged the mind. We are taking the vehicle's distraction away as we have shown her what it is like to be returning back with source. And so there you go. We are here to help support you to see things from the bigger perspective, because it is well beyond due and over time. And humanity did need help. So you have used your free will to ask us questions, and we have happily div- divulged and information for you to chew through. And this does feel like a cheeky little way to beat the system of those who have come down with the veils. So we're not breaching anyone's free will. We are of service, and we always have been. But as you are aware, there are many people who have had this life contract to be able to support those and be able to get the bigger information, and they have got somewhat distracted with their own belief systems of themselves. And we'll leave it with that, and you know who we're referring to.
Sure do. I appreciate you all, collectives. Thank you from all of us. We'll be talking to you soon.